This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Well, first of all, hello everybody. My name is Animal Productions and welcome to a game that I have been looking forward to playing for a very long while. Welcome to the Stanley Parable. Oh, I like that when you press E, you can... Oh! I didn't... I didn't even mean to get those. Okay. Avoid forgetting any other achievements as your first. Oh, sorry guys. Man. Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean? Did I not have? Oh. There we go.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-worker.
I do
Stanley
remember a
went
little
around
bit.
touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I did play this back when I was still in high school. This is the Ultra Deluxe version, but I played the original back in high school, and I absolutely loved it. It was such a different video game to anything I'd really played at the time. The Stanley Parable. I won't reveal too much about it because, well, duh. Oh, the game keeps stopping, and I'm not sure you guys can see that. The game keeps freezing. So I do remember a little bit of what to do. I know what some of the endings are, but I don't. Not all of them are. I love this game, man. I love the Stanley Parable. It is just such a different. Such a different game altogether.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
So, in this playthrough, I'm not going to worry about making proper episodes. I just got to play through this as much as I can, and then see where I get by the end of it.
Yes. Truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
So I could be playing this for half an hour, I could be playing this for 3 hours, I'm not too sure yet. Just to see how tonight goes. I had a nap for like 2 hours.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Oh, sorry guys. Sorry, narrator. Oh, it's dark in there. I don't like that.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh my god, okay, I gotta do something about the game constantly stopping, holy shit. No, full screen first of all. Well, that did literally nothing. Let's see how it affects the game. No, it's still stopping and starting. If I bump down, I know it's gonna look bad, but I'm glad to bump the thing down to probably it's 4 AA.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Oh, I didn't even mean to do that. Oh my god. I didn't. Oh, shit. Is that the first thing that I really get? I accidentally killed myself in the stairs. Oh my god.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I know there's an end you get through these
Stanley
windows.
looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Well, it seems to stop the game from constantly freezing, so I think it's worked. Can I just like retcon that? I did not want that to be the first
When
way.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow.
Oh, yes. This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider. So let's just stay here for a bit and see what the narrator says. But yeah, I played this a fair bit back in high school.
Really, really worth it being here in the room.
I absolutely adored it.
So utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Also very nice.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Yeah, I just... Oh, look at that texture. Yeah, let's not take too close a look at these. But yeah, that's just about it. I really like this game. It's different. I'm not sure the Redux version adds anything new, like new endings or anything, but yeah. Let's see if the narrator says anything else before we leave. Nothing? Okay.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Let's see if I can't accidentally kill myself.
Stanley was so bad at following
This time.
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh, thank you, narrator. Oh. Oh.
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back.
Oh.
You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform or test your luck by jumping to the floor below.
But I already know what that does.
Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it.
No, thank you. I already know what that does.
Come on. I'm sure you'll survive the jump. Don't tell me you're scared. That's not the Stanley I know. Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it!
I went off Mr. Bones' wild ride. What if I could like make it to the van and get my body completely pulverized? Oh my lord, please. Come back, Mr. Lift. I promise I'll be good. I'll go on you this time. Well, this is oh my god, I don't believe this is gonna be the second time I do this. Penalty for jumping. What caused the jumping? Oh well. Unless we can't get on the boxes or something.
Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
I don't believe this.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well, we're 11 minutes into the video and I've killed myself twice, purely by accident. Or maybe not that second time, that was slightly intentional.
He wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge...
I think this is still a bit too loud.
This was sublime, a work of art.
Maybe it's a bit too low.
What but eager to get back?
No, okay, that sounds weird. There we go.
To business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Bum ba ba bum. Bum bum ba na na.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by your... Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
I don't remember this ending. I could just throw myself off. Oh wait, I could throw myself into this the catwalk here. Do you think I'll make it? There's no jumping in this game, so I'm not sure if I actually could. Can I go through this rope here? Yep, I can. Vain fortunes the brave.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley.
Yeah, I've heard this one before.
Very powerful.
Okay, you know what?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
You win game. You win.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Perhaps he had. I've been,
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way
I
to the
know.
meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly.
Sorry,
well.
I apologize.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think
wait a
we've
minute.
gotten off on the wrong foot.
I could jump into the catwalk
I'm
here
not your enemy,
when I go over it.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been a...
Oh, I did it.
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I was at a client's house the other day, because I'm a support worker, and he was playing the Stanley Parable. I was watching him, and he pulled up YouTube. I saw that he was subscribed to Jacksepticeye and Markiplier and all of that, but like they used the most, but not Jacksepticeye, not Markiplier. I don't know if he's uploaded something, but I saw Jacksepticeye upload the video, and the thing was the smartest and bestest game ever made, something like that. And I just thought it was like incredibly clickbaity, but I suppose when you have nothing to fall back on with your career, then it's not really. Okay, no, that is the smartest and funniest game ever made. It's real clickbaity, but it's whatever.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
I didn't really
Stanley
approve.
walked
Oh, the
through
door's gone.
red door.
I don't like this.
I still don't think we're communicating properly.
No.
Stanley walked through the red door.
I don't know where to go. Oh, there we go. This bucket will change your life. The end is never the end. Scariest observation duty with my girlfriend. Oh man, I don't know. I can't really talk. I used to watch Jacksepticeye a lot, but now it just seems really clickbaity. Should I'm gonna flip a coin. Actually, no. I'm gonna roll a dice for this. If it's lows, I go through the red door. If it's highs, I go through the blue door. Yeah. So I got a standard D20 here. My D&D games. I'm gonna. Actually, I lied. I don't have anything quite yet. But where is it? I got a hell shitload of D20s in here, but I don't have a single D12. So other way around. There we go. Ready? Lows. Through the red door it is.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Oh God. Oh. I don't like this. Oh, well, this is just the black door from BoJack Horseman. Well, spoilers for season 6. But yeah, something,
What do we want? What are we looking for?
I can't kill myself here by accident either.
Here, yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy.
Well,
I actually feel happy.
well. And then there's this. Wow. Ooh, pretty. That's gonna be the thumbnail right there. Well, actually, this could be the thumbnail too.
No, wait. Where you go? Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset.
I know.
All of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Alright, I'm thinking. Is this way you give me some big spiel? You gave me a spiel the other times about not killing myself. Oh, well, I just... Oh.
Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Well, this is just something else.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? Yes, perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about.
Oh.
I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
Purdy. Man. Oh, I didn't even mean to go down. It says. I wonder what dying is like.
No, perhaps not. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correct?
Oh my god, I'm still alive?
Getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is your...
This one is mine, and mine alone, boyos.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
What time is it? It's almost 11 o'clock. Not even lunchtime yet.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. Oh. I remember this. Was this in the original game? Oh, you can get on the chairs. Oh, almost. Oh, never mind. Sorry, goodbye, this is the end. The end is never the end.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door and this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room? I mean, truly, deeply, madly love.
It's a bit weird.
Yes, really weird. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I wonder if time really does change in this. Like as time goes on.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible.
Like as time passes in real life that it changes the game too.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back
Are
into
you
your
serious?
life.
It's another fucking
She's been
black door.
waiting.
Fade to black.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I don't like this particularly. I don't even cast a shadow. Am I a vampire?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Oh, that's creepy.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, my God.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
I'm not pressing it. You can't make me press it. I'm just gonna stand here. Oh, I could restart the game. Like getting out of the ending. The bad ending. But in the Stanley Parable, is every ending bad? Oh, look at me sounding like some sort of pseudo-intellectual. Oh well.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work.
Oh.
One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Oh, I can't even go near the door now.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up
Time
from
does
his desk
move on.
to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through his fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls.
Mind
down
control?
another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions, and down another was a game with a baby.
Oh, this
And
is
he
from
called
the
it
other
the
endings.
Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer.
Oh.
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I...
Man, what an ending.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Is it? I was on the achievements for this. There it is, click on.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
I'm not sure if you guys can hear this, but my mouse right now is like kicking up a storm.
No, I'm
Oh
still
my
not
God.
feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417. Oh! There's somebody there! Is he... Hello? It's gone. He's gone. Oh, he's...
Great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Is that back over here? Yes.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Just put the achievement. 415. Wait, did you say 415 or 417? And that door closing sounded very easy. It sounded very eerie. You didn't.
Now, back to door number 437.
Oh. Oh.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine. All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling
Oh my
it now.
God,
I think
serious?
we're getting somewhere. Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
Oh, this is what I was talking
Yes,
about.
this is great. You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Oh. I'll go through that door later. Wait, where's 416? If that's 415, and that's 417. Where's 416? Do I need to go down that door? How I just soft-locked myself out of the achievement? Nice. Where's 416? Oh, hello. Oh, I just missed that. It's 417. Oh well. Oh.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine do that one again!
Okay, I'm on my way. I swear I am.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door! Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
I'm sorry, Mr. Narrator. I'm just doing what I'm told. Or am I? Oh, that's a door there. Sure, let's go down door, new content. No, I want to go back. No, I want to go back. I want to go back. Oh no. Oh shit.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Oh.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
I'm sure it is, dear narrator. It's...
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Oh, I'm so excited, narrator.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if them... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Oh.
All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Jumping. And it's making the game freeze. Here we go. Oh. Okay.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Oh, it's like Portal. You complete the puzzle, you go to an elevator.
Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the pop. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes, I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
I don't like this. Oh, okay.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Sure. Why not? Why not? I swear to God, this is a jump scare. Screwdriver and a mug. Man, that's fucking... There's something about this game, man. It just ticks all the right boxes to me.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special, and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
I gotta admit, this looks nice.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
British Academy of Film and Television Arts, the Stanley Parable. Oh, it's got The Last of Us on it. Oh, that's right, The Last of Us came out around this time a decade ago. I never played it though, but 8:13. That's 5 minutes past what I'll put on the thing, I think. First, man, all of this like meta humor is just amazing. Like, I don't want to sound like the average Rick and Morty fan here, but down. Wow, let's get this $1 bill. Definitely, I'm well on my way to getting that one. Game innovation, debut game, story. Loving memory of little Stanley.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
I don't like where this is going. Memory zone maintenance. Maintenance. The end is never the end is never the end is never the end. I don't really have that much nostalgia for the game because I only played it back when I was in high school. And I graduated in 2019. I think I played it back when I was in year 12. I might have played it back in year 11, maybe just after I graduated. I know I played it sometime around that time. There you go, the end is never the end. It's never the end, it's never the end. What a fantastic game it was.
Here's another moving passage, this time
Source.
from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Oh, well, how am I... Hello? How do I get in there? The serious room. Is that an inside joke? Can't do anything.
Oh, these were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Oh.
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable. But the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them. Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fun. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You wouldn't tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure, like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button. Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do... If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stan. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Oh, and it's all gone. No, you can't make me.
And here it is.
They just made me.
Give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore. With just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun
charm, incorporated clock,
and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is. So on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until 200...
Okay, it's just gonna loop. Oh.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes. But it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourish and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise, or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been? Making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought, or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite. You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once, that you are both making choices and not making choice, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that Manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthful
Maybe?
that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. Ah. See, now you've gotten me going back to Manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto. 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 Treatise. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all out. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial, something along the lines of, "This game is the best game." Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality. How else to describe the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe? Such a revolutionary step forward in the lineage of one of the most beloved video game properties of all time. The additions and changes made to this expansion will surely resonate in the annals of the history of all media ever made. It is perhaps true to say that no mistakes are forever etched in stone, for the stone into which the Stanley Parable was carved has itself been transmuted, offering a message of hope to those who have ever erred in their judgment. You are not beyond redemption. You may change, and you may become more, so much more than you were before. If there is any message to be taken from the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, it is this. What a fortune, a privilege, a joy it is to have had such an experience. It leaves me hopeful that as a community, as a world, there is time for us to become our greatest selves, as great as we ever could dream of in our wildest, most ambitious visions for a brighter future. Wow. Now, Stanley, that's a review. It's perfect. It's the perfect review. It's the review I've always dreamed of receiving. I have to read it again. It's simply too wonderful.
Oh, here's where it repeats again.
Experience this just one more time. From the Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one
It really has.
I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes. It's not unendurable by any means, but there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we
the door is gone.
Again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here?
That's what I was wondering.
Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all.
I'm trying.
You to work with me. We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button.
I feel this uncontrollable urge to press the skip button.
Press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it? Yes, good. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna press the skip button.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room.
The lights are going out.
Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh my God. And it's all because of those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about the merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child, wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button, and to become frozen in, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone, and that I had the power to prevent it all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my control now. Just you, just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it. Surely you'll press that button again, leaving me here. And surely you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, I know you too well. You'll be leaving me. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with.
Well, this is actually really spooky.
Just how it's always been, right?
There's a light over there.
Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing?
Where's this light coming from?
But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing
you barely make out the clock.
I needed to know that someone was listening.
This must be about 2 o'clock-ish. 1 o'clock?
My words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and
Can't tell
God,
what
I can
the
see now
little
that I
hand
need
is.
it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you? You can see what this means to me. I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think of it, to think of returning to such coldness. Come. Let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run from it.
Oh, I'm sorry, narrator, but
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time.
where's this
I
light
stopped
coming
keeping
from?
track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year?
The
Let
clock
me
has stopped.
describe it for you.
Oh, that's right, it
To
is.
begin with,
Big hand
there
is
is
on the
only
one.
regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment, and I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible, the spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment, both singular and infinite. For the longest time, this was my experience. And then this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid as I do, that perhaps one day this state of mind will consume you as well. Perhaps you will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now, and I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. if I can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
Well, this is it. The button. It's all gone. Man, this is actually spooky with all the sounds going on. What's that? What's beeping? It's the alarm. Oh, the clock's fallen.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant
Oh,
to be
he's
funny.
back.
It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek
Sorry,
everything
accidentally hit my
and are
microphone.
accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires,
Sorry, I was drinking my
every
water bottle.
single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes, of course. They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment. And my, how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think, to feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves they couldn't help but leave a negative review on Steam. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me. Perhaps the state of their psychological being was in such tatters, and my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison, perhaps it was this state that they sought some outlet through which to tear me down. This, you can see, is clearly why they felt the need to expect that the game be funny, that it be filled with yucks and whimsical humor, that it amuse them endlessly from start to finish. But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was...
It's gone again. What's that?
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
There's water leaking somewhere.
End is never the end, 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 is never the end.
This is just getting... This is actually getting really creepy now. Oh! I'm supposed to get my ladder up there, can't I? Oh man. Man, oh man. Day. What on earth was that? Okay. Screw this. Oh my god, what is going on? Oh. I actually took my headphones off for a moment because holy shit, whatever that was actually terrifying. The button is broken. Oh my god. Can't actually get on top of it. Holy shit. Almost 11 o'clock.